Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me in under 10 minutes. So I get a lot of questions about what is my everyday makeup, what do I usually do, because what you guys see here on YouTube is obviously the most extra that I get with my makeup, and a lot of you guys have been asking to see a video of me just doing how I would usually do my makeup, whether it's going to work, if I'm going out for the night, or anything like that. So I thought I would go ahead and film this for you guys today. I'm really excited, but I'm very nervous because I've never actually filmed myself doing this. I think it's gonna be under 10 minutes. If it's not, it'll just be like a minute over. But yeah, I've never timed myself doing this, so I'm really nervous. To make sure I get the full 10 minutes when I'm doing my makeup, I'm not gonna be talking to you guys and showing you the products I'm using. I'm just gonna do it as I would if I were getting ready to go to work, for instance. So there's that. I will insert voiceovers of which products I'm using. That way you guys are able to know what I'm using. But other than that, we're just gonna roll through it. I am gonna set a timer on my phone for 10 minutes. So when it goes off, we will see how far I got. Also, I was thinking about putting on fake lashes for this look in case you wanted a very simple look that is put together and really easy, but then also pretty much like dramatic and that you could wear going out for a night or an event. But I'm not going to do that because that's not what this video is. It's just a super simple get ready with me in under 10 minutes. So, enough with the rambling. Grab your water. Grab your timers. And let's go. Okay, so like I mentioned, once I start this timer, I am not going to be talking to you guys and telling you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so I am going to start the timer here for 10 minutes. Here I am taking the Clinique Moisture Surge Moisturizer, and I just applied 2 pumps to my hands, and I'm just rubbing it in and applying it all over my face. And then I just let this dry for a couple seconds, and I take the primer that I'm using for the day. Today I decided to use the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Pore Primer. I'm not really sure of the exact name, but it's the smoothing primer that like diffuses the pores and just makes your skin look a lot smoother. I'm putting this in the T-zone area, and then I'm just buffing it out and rubbing it into the skin. And then I always like to go in with a facial spray. So here I take the Mario Badescu Lavender Spray and just spritz a couple of pumps onto my face. And then next I am doing a little bit of concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I like doing this before I put on the tinted moisturizer to give it a little bit more coverage where I have redness and dark circles. And I'm just applying this in the normal places that I would normally wear concealer. To blend this all out, I'm going to be taking a damp beauty blender and just tapping it out. This part doesn't have to be blended absolutely perfect because, like I said, I do go in with my tinted moisturizer, and then I also go back in with the same concealer. I am taking the NARS Radiant tinted moisturizer. It has a really long name, but it's their tinted moisturizer. It comes in the black bottle, and I'll show it to you guys later on in the video. I just squeezed a little bit of it onto my fingers, and then I'm just putting it all over the skin and kind of rubbing it in. This step, again, does not have to be perfect because, as you guys can see, I take a damp beauty blender and I tap it all out and blend it in. I really, really love this tinted moisturizer because it does have SPF in it. The SPF helps when you're going out in the sun because it does protect against the rays, and the SPF in this is a 30, so that's also really, really great. I also really enjoy the coverage of this because, as you guys can see, it's not very full coverage. It's more of a light to sheer, but it literally feels like you're wearing nothing on the skin, and it just evens out the skin tone really nice, and it covers enough of my redness to where I'm not self-conscious about it or anything. I am taking the Real Techniques Face and Body Sponge. I've been using this a lot lately to just tap over everything that I had just done with a beauty blender because it's super big and it just blends everything flawlessly, and I feel like it's more of a mental thing for me where I feel like if I do this step, you know, I have more peace of mind. That step you can totally skip though, it's not necessary. And then here I'm taking more of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer and just applying it in the same exact spots. I don't use too much of it this time since I did have some on before, so I'm just pressing this in with a damp beauty blender, same beauty blender I used earlier, and I'm just giving myself a little bit more coverage underneath my eyes because my can't speak, my dark circles were a little dark today, and I just wanted to cover them up to make sure they look bright. To set in place where I put the concealer, I am taking the Kat Von D Lock-It Brightening Powder in the shade Petal. I like to use this underneath where I put my concealer, or the places where I put my concealer, because it just helps brighten everything, and it does have more of a pink undertone. And since I do have pink undertones, like you guys know, I love using more pink powders because it just really looks great with my skin. Also, I'm taking a little bit of this on the eye area just to set up there so I don't have any creases or anything. I really like this powder for this. I don't really like this powder to bake. It's just not my favorite. And then to set the rest of my face, I am taking the Chanel Le Beige, I think that's how you pronounce it, I have no idea, powder, but this one you don't have to use. You can use any setting powder. I'm just using this one because I've had it in my collection and I'm trying to run through all of my powders, but I'm just taking it on a Morphe E1 powder brush and I'm just blending it into the skin and pressing it and blending it and then pressing it some more. This also adds a little bit of coverage to the moisturizer, and it sets everything in place. Also, this powder is more pink toned, so I also like using it. And then I'm blending this all out with just a duo fiber blending brush. To bronze and contour my face, I am taking the Hourglass Diffused Bronze Light Bronzer. I pretty much use this bronzer every single day of my life. I really, really love this bronzer. It's the perfect shade for me, and I love how it has their ambient lighting powder within it, so it isn't a very harsh bronze either. So I'm just taking it everywhere where I usually contour and bronze. Also, I love how it gives a lot of shape and dimension to the skin. As you guys can see, it looks like I kind of contoured my face, but in all reality, I didn't. And then I'm also just taking a little bit on my nose and my eyelids to also just add a little bit of shape there. So for the highlight, I always like to use a liquid illuminator. This is the Wet n Wild Hello Halo in the shade Halo Goodbye, I believe. I don't know if it's Halo Goodbye or Hello Goodbye. I think it's Halo Goodbye, but I just apply this where you guys can see right now on camera, and I just blend it out with a damp beauty blender. When I do more of a skin-focused 10-minute quick makeup tutorial, the highlight and the bronzer are always the main part for me, just because I feel like that's what really accentuates your features and kind of shapes your face. I'm also going to be taking a powder highlight to set all of this, and the powder highlight that I decided to use today was the new NARS ones. They're not out until late March, so you can't get them right now, but any highlighter will do. I take the shade Fort de France and I apply it on a damp beauty blender, and I just stamp it onto the skin where I applied that Wet n Wild highlighter. This also just makes that highlighter really, really pop, and I really like the two because they are more of like a pink, cool toned, and that's my favorite highlighter. I love like an icy highlights. And then I'm also just damping it out here with that same Real Techniques face and body sponge. I feel like using that just really melts the product into the skin. And then same thing, I'm just going in with that same duo fiber and blending it out, and then taking my bronzer brush, I'm also just blending everything out to make sure it's all seamless and tongue-tied and all blended. Brows, I am taking the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo in the Ebony shade. Now, when I do my brows, when I'm in a rush like this, I actually only carve out or shape the top part of the brow. I don't underline the bottom how I normally do, just because I feel like if I just do the top, it adds enough of the arch I like, and then I run through my brow with that pencil and the leftover product, and I just feel like it blends my brows really, really quick and makes them look really good. Also, you guys can kind of see here better what I'm talking about just staying at the top, and see how it just shaped my brow and gave me that arch which I normally would go for. To set the brows, I'm taking the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. I'm just applying a little bit of this onto the eyebrows. This just makes sure everything is locked and sticks together like glue. Also, you guys saw me flick like the inner part of my brow. I always do that because I feel that it just adds more shape and stuff to the front of the brow. And then here I'm just taking the MAC NC15NW 20 chromographic pencil, and I'm just applying that to the lower waterline. That just helps bring the eyes forward and makes your eyes pop. And then here I'm taking the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara, and I'm just applying this. Okay, my timer just went off as I'm doing my mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my mascara really quick though. I was pretty much done. I just had to finish getting the inner part of this eye like that, and then I was done. So that is my 10-minute makeup routine. I know I literally went like what, 2 seconds over, but that's okay. It was just finishing this mascara. This look is super simple to recreate like you guys saw. All I used for my base was concealer and a tinted moisturizer. This one is the NARS Pure Radiant one, and this has SPF 30 in it, so it's also great if you're out in the sun. For the highlighter, I always like to go very dewy, and when I'm doing a quick no makeup look, I always want my skin to be the main point of the look. I never want like my eyebrows or my eyelashes or my lips to take away from that, so I always do a very bold highlight with a really nice carved bronzer. I love this Hourglass one. Excuse me, this is the Diffused Bronze Light. I feel like it gives a sculpting effect to the skin, but it also bronzes really, really great. As you guys can see here, like it kind of looks like I tried a lot, but like you guys saw, all I did was this and this and this, and it just looks like I actually tried to contour and that kind of thing. I also take some on my creases like you guys also saw. And then for the lip, so usually when I'm doing this makeup look, I'm always going to work. I don't wear lipstick or anything to work. I usually just put on a like Aquaphor or something, but I always just remove the makeup that I had on my lips. So there's that. But yeah, other than that, this is like my 10-minute makeup tutorial. Also, if I'm feeling bold and stuff, I will go in with lower lash mascara, which I'll probably do for this look, just because I'm going to be taking photos of it for you guys. But other than that, that is how I get my makeup done in under 10 minutes. And I feel like I look very put together and pretty, and I feel like my skin is the main point. Like I said, this is a 10-minute makeup tutorial. Obviously, you can do this in 15 minutes and kind of take your time more, but I think everything looks really good and blended. You can always use a different kind of foundation or moisturizer. You don't have to necessarily use this NARS one. I just use this NARS one because I feel like it gives the perfect amount of coverage for my skin. But yeah, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. If you like makeup tutorials in less than 10 minutes, leave me your comments below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.